Hey there, fellow Freedom Crusaders. Smiling Stu here. Tonight, we're going to discuss in this video how to optimize your Facebook profile for business in 2024. Now, lately, I've been talking to some folks online, and they're telling me about all their wonderful opportunities and all their vast experience online. And then I click on their Facebook profile, and it's just a hodgepodge of stuff. It's definitely not set up to do business. Definitely not something that makes me think confidence in what they're telling me. So, my question for you is, if I looked at your Facebook profile, what would it look like? What would it say to me? So I want to discuss a little bit about that with you this evening, because if it doesn't look right, it just screams newbie or even scammer. So let's talk about that. So what do you need to do? Well, we're going to cover tonight in this video the 5 areas you want to take full advantage of if you want to be taken seriously in your Facebook profile. So let's do a quick share for you here. And for starters, I actually want to talk about the 5 areas. So the first area is going to be your profile picture. Now, it should be professional. It shouldn't be your dog. It should be an actual picture of you. And it shouldn't just be any kind of random picture. So, it shouldn't be something crazy with you with your shirt off at some crazy party or something like that. It should look somewhat professional. Now, I'm not saying suit and tie, but look like you're there to do business. I actually went to one the other day, and their profile picture was the bird. And I'm not talking about one with feathers, folks. So if that's the first thing you're going to greet people with, how would you expect to do business with them? All right. The second item we're going to cover is number 2 over here, the cover picture. Okay. Now, your cover picture is really important. It should say something. Now, there's a couple of schools of thought. Some would say it should be like a group picture of you with a group of business people. You can also use it to promote different things you're working on. Now, you can see right now, I'm actually promoting a quiz. And I'll show you in a minute how some of this stuff works. All right. So the next thing would be your about information, which is all the information about where you've lived and what you've done and what your position is, and your personal links. So links where people can reach you. So it's important that you have those. A pinned post right over here, number 4. You have the ability to pin one of your posts at the very top of your page. So it's the first post that anybody sees when they come to your page. And then there's photos down here. You have the ability to put together little albums if you would like, and showcase certain pictures. So that's another area or feature you can use. So let's talk about a few of these tonight. Well, let's take a look at mine for starters. That's mine on regular. And one of the things I want you to think about is when you do this, you want to think about how it looks like on phone as well. So here is a phone view of it. And you'll notice it has some different things. The profile picture comes up bigger, blocks your picture out more, but things still work basically the same way. So when you're designing one of these back things or backgrounds or cover pictures, you can actually do it very inexpensively in Canva. You just pick it's actually a Facebook cover page size in there, and you can make whatever kind of picture you want to put in there. So that's basically that. Now I'm going to actually dump this, and let's go over and actually go to Facebook here. There we go. All right. So that's my profile on Facebook. So let's talk about these 5 areas. Okay. Well, for starters, your profile picture. Obviously, right there should be a picture of you. Should be something that looks semi-professional. Again, doesn't have to be a tuxedo, but something that looks appealing or friendly. Good if you have a smile on your face. There have been some studies that show how much better profiles are received if the person in them is smiling. So very important that you do that. And as Smiling Stu, I definitely recommend it. Now let's talk about the cover picture up here. Now you see I've got a cover picture right now. Again, couple of schools of thought: should be either a group picture or whatever you're currently promoting, but shouldn't be too salesy. So typically I tend to promote things that will get people into my group or onto one of my pages or into my email list or something along those lines. So right now I happen to be promoting a quiz that I'm running, and you'll notice that I put a button in there. Well, obviously you cannot click a button in this space, but what you can do, and let me go here, and if you go over here, you can actually click this view as, and now you're going to see it the way a guest would see it. So if I go over here and click this, well, it's not going to do it for me. It's just going to give me the view. Okay. Anyway, there you go. And if you click on it, it's going to bring up the description of the picture. So obviously the button's not going to take you anywhere, but it does, if you click anywhere on the picture, bring up the description. So if you put your links in that description over here, right here's the link to take them to the quiz. So yeah, the button doesn't take them straight there, but it does open this up to where they can click on it and go. So that's an area that you want to consider that to be basically just free billboard space for you on the internet. So if you're not taking advantage of that space in some way to either brand yourself or build a professional reputation or promote what you're currently promoting, you're wasting some really good free space. So, you know, don't have people come to that and have it be your latest drunken party. You know, you want to look professional. The next area we wanted to talk about was your about information. So that's all this information down in here, you know, where you tell them you're a digital creator, maybe where you went to school, maybe some past towns you've lived in, maybe past jobs you've had. You can limit how much of that people see. And it's good to have some there, but not so much that it is overwhelming. The thing that's really important down there is to take advantage of the personal links down here in the bottom. Okay. Now let's talk about how you do that. If you just go up here and you click on About, it'll actually bring up all those, and you can actually come over and click from area to area and change that information. So where you've worked, where you've lived, all that kind of stuff. Now, when you get down to this area, the contact and basic info, that's where you're going to put in any of your anything you want to put in there, like a phone number if you want to put it in there, an email where people can reach you, websites and social links. So if you've got a link that you want to take them to, maybe it's your page, or maybe it's your website, or maybe it's your link page, any of those things you can put in here. And you can see I actually have just recently added the quiz down here at the bottom. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, definitely check it out. So you can find that right there in my page. So that's the kind of stuff you want to have in the About page. And the other thing is, I want to tell you, I've gone through and I've looked at people's pages and I've clicked on their links, and their links have gone to dead pages. So please, please, once you put those links in there and you have it going, check them. Make sure they go where they're supposed to go. So very important. So, and maybe you might even have to go into incognito or go in on somebody else's computer or device and check it that way. So sometimes it'll recognize you. So anyway, that's the About area. The pinned post. So let's go back to the posts here. So the pinned post is going to be this first post right here. And I actually, right now through the end of the election, I'm running the political post pledge. And that's where I'm pledging, whatever side I'm on, that the only way I'm going to speak in this election is with my vote. I'm not going to discuss any kind of election or political stuff on my page. I don't want the negative of seeing it in my news feed. So in this pledge, I've also indicated that if I see somebody else posting political statements or political memes or anything like that, that I will be snoozing their page through the election, because I just don't want the negativity. And I don't care whose side you're on. I just don't want to see it in my news feed. So that's what I've done. And a lot of people seem to agree with me. They've currently 55 people who have indicated they think that this is a great way to go. And here's the real beauty of it, folks. Since I posted it, I have not seen a single political post come through on my news feed. So not only have others picked up on it and been smart enough not to include it in their news feeds, but I think Facebook probably picks up on it too and tells them I don't want to see it. So that's where your pin post is. Now your pin post could be, again, whatever you're talking about the most. A lot of people use it as an introductory post about themselves, and I've done that in the past. But I tend to change it because I want people to see different things. So that's what I'm currently running right now. Here you can see I'm talking about the quiz some more down here. But the pin post, very important, because it's what people are going to see when they first are checking you out. So they're first going to see the top stuff here. They're going to check out your about stuff. And then the first post they're going to see is your pinned post. So make that count. And then down here you have your pictures, and you can actually go into this and you can create albums and do different things in there. And also, if you edit the details here, you can edit what information in your about information actually doesn't show up. So you can see I've got some work showing up there, but not all of it. I don't have it going back for 10 years. Nobody needs to see that or cares to see that. So you can block things like that you don't want to show up there. Like my relationship to my wife is not on my list. So those kinds of things are things you can do. And then down here, the featured photographs here, you can collect and add new albums, and it's going to just show the different pictures that are in the album, and they rotate. So basically you can take advantage of that. I use that some. It's, of the 5 features, probably the least important to really worry about. So anyway, folks, that's what I've got for you this evening. Just trying to help you to improve the way you look. Now, if I can help you in any way, reach out. I may do another video at some point on how to use Canva to put up the backgrounds. But if you have any questions about that, message me. I'm happy to help. I'm here to help any way I can. Folks, keep smiling, and let's get this going together. Have a fantastic night, folks.